Today we are shifting our focus to Ethereum coin and discussing if we are going to $3,000 or a potential movement back to $1,500. Good morning, traders. Welcome back to our channel, and we are back with Ethereum coin, this time on a daily time frame and on 4-hour time frame as well. So let's take a small time back and see what we have been talking about the Ethereum coin. So throughout the November the 6th, we have been looking at this zone here, so 1850 on daily time frame, which was zoomed in mostly. And throughout the time we saw some weakness, we saw further weakness, and then we saw this bullish movement, which was our last prediction, and we told that if we see some kind of push here, then there is a potential movement towards $2,150. And now taking a look at current market price, we see that price actually touched this zone. So the daily candle that we have been referring to was this one, and it spiked just massively and reaching this major resistance zone now. Zooming out a little bit, we see that this major zone, resistance zone, has been approached twice, 3 times, and with every time it's basically stayed like less than, let's say how long it stayed here. So 5 days, less than 5 days, less than a week, it stays here and then comes back. Here we had a massive movement, so massive rejection. Then this time here we had some kind of like movement, slightly move to the lower zones, trying to push potential breakout and still break down. And here this small test as well. Now undergoing another test of the same resistance line, price got pushed back instantly, as we have been outside the Bollinger Bands, and in addition we also touched this major resistance zone as well. Now what's interesting actually as well is the crossover of EMAs as well. So we have had similar outcome here, the crossover of EMAs, and touched this zone here, and after that we have been having some correctional movements, sideways movements, filling the FVG gaps, so fair value gaps, which we have had here. Basically this massive fair value gap we have had here as well, here, and this candle basically filled all of them, and some of them were filled here as well. Now taking again closer look here, we see how many fair value gaps have been left here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically one massive and the second one as well, due to those massive candles here. Now looking on the RSI as well, we see that RSI is actually in overbought zone still. And last time, as we already mentioned, it was here, 14th of January, and the time we reached the lower zone, wait, it was here, we had the market price movement of minus 20%, which is a lot. Now considering the same fact that we have the similar scenario here right now, we might see some kind of potential, only potential movement of, let's say, this zone here, which is again almost minus 20%, the same that happened here as well, where it was here. Now we are near this resistance zone outside the Bollinger Bands. There are a ton of fair value gaps left, and the only bullish movement or the bullish confirmation here is the small crossover of EMAs, but it also can mean that we will see some slight downward movement or downward correction movements towards those EMAs here. Now zooming out, so two potential movements. One is touching back this major support zone, and the other one, if we see the breakout from this zone, then the next stop would be, of course, $3,000. Now this currently the resistance zone is very strong, as you can see. We told you already 3 times we touched and all the times we have left the price back to the lower zones. Now, taking a look on a 4-hour time frame, we see again that we have had two liquidity grab zones or two liquidity grabs happening in the recent times. So first one and second one, leading price of course to this resistance line and now slightly moving to the lower zones. So now, as we told you on the bigger picture, we had the fair value gap, this zone here, and the same thing is here basically. So these are the major fair value gaps that we have as of now, and usually fair value gaps have high percentage of potential retest to happen to those zones, and these zones are also good for a potential buy zone as well. Now what we are going to see or look here is basically this red zone here. So let me move this one away. So this zone here, now we want to see this zone to be broken, which would result in a potential market structure breakdown and of course the movement towards the fair value gap zones. Now so let's put this back. If we don't see any kind of weakness happening near this zone, then as we told you already, on a daily time frame we are going to look for a potential buy zone towards $3,000. So for this bullish scenario we need at least to secure let's do this kind of here moment, and we need some sort of this movement to happen, which would be the breakout, complete breakout from this zone, retest to this same zone, and then near this retest it would be a good potential for a bullish moment. So this one. Now with this knowledge here, so two ways to go, currently struggling. Fair value gaps tell us we should go down, RSI tell us we should go down, and history also tell us we should go down, but we need to see how price will react to this zone, as every resistance and every support once in a while breaks down or breaks out. So this time we might still see a potential breakout or a potential rejection happening and reaching towards this zone. What we are going to do is easy. We're going to keep an eye on this potential market structure breakdown zone, which is this zone here. See if it will be broken. If it will be broken, then we might see a potential movement towards this zone. So some kind of movement like this, some sideways movements, and then fair value gap number 2 and some potential movement here as well. Now with this being said, this would be the bearish scenario, and the bullish scenario, as we told you already, breakout, retest, and potential buy zone on the bigger picture here. So this is it for today. The Ethereum coin is at major resistance once again, and I hope you like this breakdown on Ethereum coin. So stay safe and trade smart.